Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Know About Embedded Systems. So in today's video, we will understand one of the important topic called as an arbitration. What do you mean by arbitration and how the arbitration will take place in a CAN protocol? That part we will understand. So before starting the video, if you're a new viewer to my channel, kindly subscribe my YouTube channel and gain the knowledge on embedded system. Let us start the video, arbitration. So guys, let us consider the scenario here. Okay, let us consider the scenario here. So this is my CAN bus. We have CAN H and CAN L. You know that already. We'll be having two lines, and these two lines are named as CAN H and CAN L. You know that already. So now to this CAN H and CAN L, we have four different nodes are connected: node 1 and node 2, node 3. And assume all ECUs are transmitting a message at the same time. So this ECU also transmitting a message at the same time, and node 3 also transmitting, and node 2 also transmitting, and node 4. All four nodes are transmitting a message at the same time. And which message has to transmit first? That process is called as an arbitration. Arbitration is a process where multiple ECUs are transmitting the messages and only one message will be transmitted based on the priority. So that process is called as an arbitration. Now let us see what will happen here. So arbitration in a CAN protocol is a non-destructive bitwise mechanism to determine which node has to gain the bus access for transmitting the data whenever there are multiple ECUs are transmitting data. This is called as an arbitration. And what arbitration will do, it will ensure that highest message or highest priority message will be transmitted first and the lowest message will be transmitted in the next. So just simple thing is arbitration is a process of a prioritization of our messages whenever more than one ECUs are transmitting at the same time simultaneously. So in order to prioritize, we're going to use a message ID. Based on the message ID, the arbitration process will allow which message has to go first. So that is called as an arbitration. Now, so how this will work, let us see here. The arbitration process, there are two to three important things we have to remember here. One is how the mechanism and which part of the frame field will go for arbitration. So during the arbitration field, the identifier and RTR. So please do remember here, during the arbitration phase, two important things will be considered for the arbitration. One is called message identifier and one is RTR. Two important things will be considered: message identification number and RTR. Two bit fields will be considered. Let us assume here if node sends as 1 and it detects as a dominant on the bus, this is going to transmit, this is going to stop the transmitting other bits, and your node will become a receiver. That I will explain later. So just we will try to understand one by one points here. The priority. So in this arbitration process, I have already told that our ECUs will, during the programming of ECU, we are going to assign the priority for each message. Which is having the highest priority will give the lowest identification number. You can see here the priority lower identifier will have highest priority. So based on this concept, we have to assign which message has to go first and which message has to go next. The third point, if you see here, non-destructive mechanism, that means the highest priority message will complete its arbitration process without any delay. No time will be wasted during the collision. This is called as non-destructive. So during the arbitration process, higher priority message will be transmitted first and without any further delay. Okay. Next point is this arbitration will be applied for 11-bit and 29-bit. And also this arbitration, once if you lose the arbitration, the next node will become a receiver. You can see here, node that loses the arbitration will automatically attempt the retransmission of once the bus idle is free, once bus is free. So these are all the points you need to remember. Now let us see with one example how this arbitration will work. So let us consider here. So we have three ECUs, and three ECUs are having the numbers, message identification number like this, and we have three different scenarios. Now you can see here node 1 is transmitting some message identification, node 2 also, node 3 also. If we compare the bits from the MSB side, the arbitration will happen always from the MSB side. The CAN bus will compare the bits of each message which is transmitted from the each node. You can see here the first 3 bits of MSBs are 111. You can see here also it is 111. So this is a node 1, node 2, node 3, node 1, 1, 2, 3, right? Similar to that, next bit if we compare, so you can see here 1, 1, 1. And when you compare with the next bit, node 1 is transmitting 1 and node 2 is transmitting 0, node 3 is transmitting 0. So at this position, you can see here, at this position, node 1 is transmitting 1, node 2 is 0, node 3 is 0. That means at this position, node 1 will lose the arbitration and it will become a receiver, and after some time it will try again to transmit the data. So at this point, your node 1 will lose the arbitration, and next bits, node 2 and node 3 will be continued with the next bits. Now you can see the node 2 and node 3 with the next bit. Node 3 is transmitting 1, 1, node 2 is also transmitting 1, 1. Next bit if you compare, node 2 is transmitting 0 and node 3 is transmitting 1. At this position, both are transmitting 1, 1, and during the next bit comparison, when you compare with the next bit, here you can see node 2 is transmitting 0 and node 3 is transmitting 1. At this position, node 3 will lose, only node 2 is allowed for arbitration. Node 2 will win the arbitration, node 3 will lose the arbitration. Finally, the CAN bus will be allocated for node 2. So this complete process will happen within a microsecond, and finally one node will get an access, or one ECU will get an access to transmit. Other 2 ECUs will become a receiver, and once the transmission is done by the other node, so other 2 nodes will try to transmit once again. So this process is called as an arbitration process, and this will play a very important role in prioritization of each message, prioritization of each ECU during CAN bus communication. So this is one of the important thing, and even in the interviews also, this type of questions you will get. What do you mean by arbitration? How the arbitration will work? I hope this video is a informative video. If you feel this video is an informative video, please click on like button and subscribe my YouTube channel.